Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 15 of What If Naruto Was Otsutsuki King. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Pushed Himself to the Limit. And also stay in tune because I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Smart Prodigy. And I'm also going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was One of the two greatest clans. So stay tuned for that as well, guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So without further ado, what is we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, Naruto thrusts a miniature sun straight into the heart of the hidden zone, annihilating everything as Orochimaru could only watch. The backlash of the attack sent Orochimaru and Kabuto flying. Kabuto was sent into a river vein nearby, as he was unconscious as the water drifted him away. As Naruto walked over to the lone form of Orochimaru, driving rods straight down to his hands and his leg, and one into his stomach, and one down into his throat, Orochimaru was forced to listen to Naruto talk. As Naruto stripped away everything that he had, Naruto had promised him that he will come and make him suffer. And the only way to do that is to do this, to make sure he never returns. As Naruto's hand glowed with a golden chakra, he shoved it into Orochimaru's chest. Orochimaru screamed out in pain and agony, as no sound could be heard, only gargle that came from his throat. As Naruto ripped out his soul, as Naruto then crushed the soul into his hand, it exploded with a massive wave out. At Konoha, Anko fell down to the ground. She felt her seal in pain, as she realized it was gone after the pain subsided. As Naruto was about to leave when he felt something sucking away his chakra, he then destroyed the ground underneath him, but the thing was already gone. As Black Zetsu then emerged a distance away and told Naruto once Mother is here, that once Mother is here, all of the people after him will be gone. Naruto was confused, as he did not understand what he was talking about. No one was hunting him. But Black Zetsu told him that in order to bring back Mother, he will have to make this world hate him. And with that, Black Zetsu left after declaring that Naruto is his brother in some ways, seeing that they were born from the same person. But Naruto disrespected him the harshest way, just calling him a being without a soul, a black obstacle. Black Zetsu then left. Naruto headed off, as he found his way towards the hideout where young Karin was. Karin was there with two other advisors. After going through Orochimaru's head, Naruto knew that she was a sensory type, so he spread his chakra all over the place. Karin threw up after sensing it. It was too much for her system to handle. As Naruto went in there, killing the guards, killing those two scientists, as he told Karin who he is. After a while of talking, he convinced her to come back to Konoha with him, as there was no point of staying here. Orochimaru is now dead, but she still wanted to do her experiments. Well, like creating weapons, as she loved to do things like that. As Naruto told her she won't do anything against people, as she told him yes. As he got her equipments, and he picked her up bridal style, and flew out of there. Meanwhile that was going on, Mito was in her room in the hotel, as Jiraiya went off to search his town for Tsunade. As she was going through some wind jutsu scroll that Jiraiya left for her, when she heard a knock at the door. As it was to her surprise Itachi. She came out of the room, as Itachi and Kisame were there. She read in the bingo book about Kisame, from Kirin the missing name. She quickly channeled chakra to the seal that Naruto gave her. Naruto sensing that while riding with Karen, he came to a stop. Karen had to clutch onto him tight as her glasses fall off when he turned around, bursting towards another direction, as he wasn't even saying anything. Itachi had his eyes focused on Mito until he felt something. Turning around, a small smile was on his face, but he quickly vanished as he came eye to eye with Sasuke, Shidori art in hand, as Sasuke turned towards Itachi fully, his three-totem Sharingan glaring with menacing hatred, as he fostered all of his hatred, and now he was about to kill Itachi. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself, so let's start this new episode. So little brother, said Itachi, you have come to kill me. Well then, try your best, he said. Sasuke didn't say anything else, as Kisame and Mito just watched, as Sasuke rushed forward, tearing through the wall with Shidori. Itachi prepared to call Sasuke's hand, when, the moment Sasuke was at least 2 feet in front of him, Sasuke vanished in a blur. As Itachi was slightly surprised by his speed, but Itachi spun around, as he caught Sasuke's hand before Sasuke could impale him. Itachi saw a smirk came on Sasuke's face. Itachi quickly released him and jumped back as Sasuke exploded into lightning. Itachi had to spin around as he went through hand sign, Fire Style Fireball Jutsu, as his fire style clashed with another fireball from Sasuke, as the both of them breathed out intense flames, scorching the ground underneath them. Itachi's eyes narrowed the slightest, as he had to quickly flip back as several lightning senbon needles exploded from the floorboard. He landed gently, as he watched Sasuke came out of the ground. He looked at Sasuke, as Sasuke fully picked up himself. It seems you have grown a bit, little brother. You haven't seen nothing yet, said Sasuke. All these years, I have been pushing myself. Naruto, Kakashi, all of them has been training me, showing me other ways. I have just combined all of these to find a better way to kill you. And I won't stop until you're dead, Sasuke said, going through hand sign. Lightning style, lightning shower, he said, as a burst of compressed lightning shot from his palm, going straight towards Itachi. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu, said Itachi, as he fired out small fireballs that smashed into the lightning, countering the attack. Sasuke went to another set of hand sign. Wind style, Violent Tornado, slammed his hands together. A small tornado formed as he started to release his palms. The small tornado started to get wild until he thrust it forward. Itachi jumped out of the way as a tornado destroyed the wall completely. On the inside, Itachi was a bit surprised to see that Sasuke has grown this far. He has gotten stronger. You can do it, Sasuke, Mito said, as she was focused on the fight. You know, you should really watch your surroundings, Mito heard a voice. Mito had to jump away as the Samehata teared through the wall, breaking it apart. As she landed, I almost forgot about him, she said, going through hand sign. Water style, water bullet, she said, firing several water bullets out of her mouth. But Kisame just raised Samehata, as Samehata just consumed all of them. Mito clenched her fist. I already told you your attack are useless, said Kisame. I am the worst person for you to fight, Jinchuriki, because I can simply absorb your chakra. Mito clenched her face knowing that that was a fact. But a smile then came on her face. You're the one who should be watching your back. The moment she said that, Kisame spinned around, bringing up Samehata, as Samehata met the blunt end of Naruto's staff. As it connected together, Kisame was beyond surprised when he was thrown back into the wall as he broke through it, landing in the room. Kisame lied on the ground for a few seconds. He saw a kid did that, but which kid has such raw strength to push someone like him back? He then looked down to see Samehata dancing wildly. Picking up himself, he looked at Samehata. Something was definitely different with this boy. Samehata exploded out of the bandages, dancing around wildly. Samehata, this is the first time I'm seeing you so excited. Kisame pulled himself out of the wall. The kid had his back turned to him. Kisame just shook his head. What a naive thing to do. Are you okay, Mito? Naruto asked. Oh, I'm fine, big brother, she said. But look who it is, she said as she looked over. As Naruto turned, not even looking at Kisame, Kisame grunted his teeth. Who is this arrogant kid? Acting like he is not even here. Does this boy know who he is? But Naruto was looking at Itachi and Sasuke who were fighting. Even though Sasuke has gotten stronger, he could tell that Itachi was still holding back a lot. Naruto blinked slightly as Kisame flashed above him. As Naruto was slightly surprised. In fact, he has not really fight a strong S-rank ninja. Seeing that Orochimaru was basically crippled after the third seal his arms. He was not fighting to his fullest potential. And the only person he fight with speed was Lee. So to fight a real S-rank ninja, Kisame brought Samihata down, while Naruto brought his staff up. The ground buckled under Naruto's feet and cracked as Kisame brought down with force. I must say, I'm quite surprised, said Kisame, for a kid to be able to take Samihata like this, and not even go down to his knees. You must be something. Samihata has never felt this way before. Naruto then felt his chakra start to leave him. He realized that his sword, it was barely touching his arm. Naruto turned his staff as he pushed Samihata off of it. Moving back, Naruto swung outwards as Kisame quickly jumped back. Naruto then held his staff like a projectile as he thrust it towards Kisame. Seeing it coming, Kisame brought up Samihata to block it. But at the last second, the staff divided into 5 pieces. It divided the 5 smaller pieces as they twirled up in the air. Coming towards him at tremendous speed, Kisame tried to weave through them, but one of them stabbed right in his arm. He winced out in pain as this wasn't anything normal. His arm quickly dropped to his side. It didn't feel useless, but it felt extremely weak. Like this thing didn't even suck out his chakra, it sucked something else. It was like it sucked out his arm life energy. He cursed as he grabbed onto it, ripping it out of his arm. The other 4 came towards him as he twirled Samihata around, making contact with them. Samihata extended the scales on his body, knocking the staff to the side. Kisame's eyes went wide as he was caught completely off guard. A foot coming towards his jaw. There was no time to stop it. Another foot planted into his jaw. Kisame was sent breaking through the railing and smashed right through the stone wall, breaking right through the hotel as he landed outside the boom. Naruto landed on the ground as he saw Sasuke panting heavily. Itachi just looking at his brother. Itachi already knew that Naruto was here, and this situation was tough because Itachi couldn't believe in a short period of time Naruto has gotten this strong. He could tell that Naruto was holding back, but he could still feel the raw power. It was even more potent than before. Itachi, Naruto said. Naruto, do not intervene, said Sasuke. This is his one chance to end Itachi for what he did to him. Naruto didn't pay Sasuke any mind. He just looked straight at Itachi. Are you here to kill me as well? Asked Itachi looking at Naruto. I'm quite surprised someone as you decided to join the Akatsuki. Itachi was a bit surprised because no one is supposed to know about that information, especially someone like Naruto right now. So how did he know? But Itachi didn't show any outward appearance. How does a runt like you know about the Akatsuki? Naruto didn't show any reaction to Kisame being behind him, as Kisame wound from his arm at the heel, as Naruto could feel a small amount of his chakra circulating in Kisame's body. So that sword of his is steel and give the chakra to its master, Naruto said. Samihata was still flailing in Kisame's arm, as Kisame was quite interested in this boy. He was something really special. I got the information from Orochimaru when I killed him, Naruto said. Kisame was taken aback by that. Even Itachi narrowed his eyes, as Kisame then burst out laughing. Itachi, who is this kid? His name is Naruto Uzumaki. He's from the Hidden Leaf. Huh, kid, you know that you're quite funny, said Kisame. To think someone like you, even though that pedophile snake needs to die, but you really think someone like you can kill him? What I want to know is, said Naruto, completely disregarding the question, why do you follow pain? This made the two even more suspicious, as Mito and Sasuke were confused. What was Naruto talking about? And what was this Akatsuki? Is it because he's stronger than the both of you? And you have to follow him because of pure strength and leadership? Is that the reason? I'm even more surprised by you, Kisame, said Naruto. You're supposed to be known as a demon of hidden myths, right? One of the great swordsmen of Kiri, probably the best. And you're being bossed around like a little dog. I read in the bingo book of some of the feat that you went under, even assassinating a lot of head, daimyos, and politicians. Such feat, even going up against an army of guards from the daimyos. To now think that you're being controlled like a dog. This pain must be really strong. On other news, so you're here to capture my sister, Naruto said. I thought someone like you, Itachi, would be against this. Seeing that you have known Mito for a long time now, and even know me. And you know how much I care about my sister. So doing this, do you want to die or something, Naruto asks. A stone got icy cold, as a cold breath could be seen coming from his mouth. Kisame narrowed his eyes. This kid was just proving to be more interesting by the second. As Kisame looked down at Naruto's feet to see the ground, slowly freezing over. Itachi narrowed his eyes. Kisame, we should go. What? This is just getting interesting. You're not going anywhere, said Sasuke, staring at Itachi. He's right, said a voice. As the group turned to see Jiraiya, as he arrived with a woman over his shoulder. Quite smart, putting this woman under illusion to trick me, to get my student. Jiraiya placed the woman down as he quickly went through hand sign. Toadmo trap, he said, as the walls started to turn into slimy flesh. Kisame, said Itachi, as the both of them started to run away. Jiraiya narrowed his eyes at Naruto because Naruto wasn't doing anything. He just stood there. As the wall started to become wild, like it had a life of its own, and started to attack the two, but Kisame used his sword to fend it off, until the both of them turned the corner, as Jiraiya rushed around there. When he arrived, he saw a giant hole, Sasuke right behind him. Sasuke cursed as he tried to rush forward to the hole, but Jiraiya grabbed onto his arm. Stop, boy, he said. Those are the flames of the Amaterasu. I won't advise touching those. Sasuke clenched his fist as he was pissed. Itachi got away. As Sasuke turned, he then marched back around to see Naruto, as Naruto was talking to Mito. Walking up there, why didn't you do anything to stop him? Why did you just watch him leave? Do you want to kill Itachi, Naruto asks. Of course I do, and you know that, said Sasuke. Sasuke, look at yourself. You might think that you're strong enough, but think. Did you see your brother actually fighting? He was just blocking and dodging your attacks. Trust me, if he wanted to, he could have ended that fight. You have gotten a little stronger, but he can still defeat you. What is that supposed to mean? I just mean that you still need time to train and get stronger. And when the time comes, you will be on a good level to fight him. And I'll find him for you, and you can end his life. So just calm yourself. Sasuke calmed down slightly, as he still gave Naruto a small glare. After sealing away the black flames, Jiraiya came around, as he looked at Sasuke, but then turned towards Naruto. What are you doing here, he said, knowing that Naruto did not want to accompany them out of the village. Mito was in trouble. She channeled chakra towards the seal and called for me. And I was dealing with something as well. And what was that, asked Jiraiya, as his axe became sharp. Naruto walked up to him. We had a conversation when the old man was still alive. I told you what I was going to do. Jiraiya narrowed his eyes at Naruto. I told you about retaliation, he said. Mito and Sasuke looked confused, wondering what they were talking about. There isn't anyone left to retaliate. And what do you mean by that, Jiraiya asked, as he was pissed off. He told Naruto not to go to the sound, because if the sound retaliate now without Hokage, despite Konoha being stronger, he didn't want to chance anything. As Naruto stepped forward, he raised his hand and touched Jiraiya, as Jiraiya was shot with memories. After a few seconds, Jiraiya backed away, looking at Naruto with pure shock on his face. Jiraiya quickly turned his features as he noticed Sasuke and Mito looking at him. When I find Tsunade, we're going to talk, he said. No problem, Naruto said to him. As Jiraiya then turned. Naruto then turned to Mito. I found a member of our clan. Huh? She said confused. Suddenly, they heard footsteps. As they turned to see a clone of Naruto with someone on his back. Can't you walk yourself, the clone asked. You're the one who made me lose my glasses. I can't even see where I'm going, she said. So just be quiet, it's your fault. Now you have to carry me. The clone didn't say anything as he just carried her. As Mito turned, seeing the red-haired girl. As Mito couldn't believe it. She was a Uzumaki as well? After finding out that her mother was Kushina Uzumaki, she did research and heard about the Uzu village, but it was destroyed in the Third Great Shinobi War. Despite that, she dreamed that some of them survived other than she and Naruto, and here was living proof that one of them was alive. She wanted to know about her father, but Naruto did not tell her. Despite her pouting and begging, he told her that she wasn't ready for that. She didn't quite understand what he meant by that, but he told that she will know soon. But she trusts him 100%, and if she says he's not ready, then yeah, she's not ready. The real Naruto held out his hand as a small wooden sculpture sort of formed. As the group was in fascination as he created glasses using the ice element along with a strange golden glow. From his hands, he used the ice to create some lenses. Applying it to the glasses, he gave it to Karin as the clone poofed away. Huh? What are these? Put them on, he said. Karin put on the glasses as she saw clearly. Looking around, she saw the other redhead. As Mito quickly rushed up to her, Karin stepped back. As Mito had a big smile on her face. Don't be scared, said Mito. We're family. As Karin looked her up and down. We might be Uzumakis, but that doesn't mean that we're family. Huh? What do you mean by that, said Mito. Karin realized that this girl was soft. Not like her that grew up with Orochimaru and saw wicked things. Forget about it, Karin said. We're Uzumakis after all. Yeah, we're related. As Karin's eyes then turned to the next person, a blush spread across her face as Sasuke wasn't paying attention to her. He was talking to Naruto. Hey, who's that? Karin asked, looking at Mito. Oh, that's my friend. His name is Sasuke Uchiha. Huh. He's quite hot, said Karin. As she turned towards Mito, Mito blushed slightly, but she didn't comment on it. Her eyes then landed on the next person, as she quickly recognized him. After being with Orochimaru and heard Orochimaru talking about him. Jiraiya of the Sannin, she said. So, this is the other Uzumaki, Jiraiya said, looking her up and down. A cheeky smile then came on his face. So, kid, he said to Naruto, are you going to try and revive your clan? Karin blushed, already understand what he was talking about. As Mito looked between Naruto and Karin, it then snapped to her, as she only knew one way they could do that. And if that was going to happen, one thought came to her mind. Ino was gonna be pissed, she thought. As Sasuke wasn't paying any of them any attention, Jiraiya wished that he could get something out of the kid, a small nervousness or something, but he got nothing. As this kid was always just stoic. Have you found Tsunade of the Sannin? Naruto asked. Jiraiya narrowed his eyes. How do you know that she's the one we're going after? The old man told me that if he was to give up the position, it would be to one of you. Seeing that you're not going to take it, it must be her. Well, you're in luck. I did find her. Well, I got information. She's going to be at a bar tonight, where she always is. So I'm going to go there and talk to her. Me and Mito, of course. I still don't understand why you think I can convince her to come back to the village. You will just see. As he looked at Naruto, you tagging along, he asked. Even though he was acting so cheery, on the outside he just want Naruto to come along because he want to keep an eye on him. Because what he just witnessed, it wasn't normal. He saw Naruto eradicating the entire hidden zone. As he wondered if there are any survivors. As he wondered how this would play out. If the rumors spread that Naruto was the one that annihilated the village. This will be bad for the village because other nations will know that one kid has the power to annihilate that complete village. The zone is not a small place. Jiraiya was still amazed by Naruto's power. Not even him have the ability, any ability to destroy an entire village with one go. And the Crazy thing about it was that Naruto still had 3 Thomas seals on his chest. Big brother can't come, said Mito. He will have to go and show Karin around the village, right? As Naruto nodded slightly. Yeah, and make sure to make her feel welcome, okay? Don't give her that stoic look of yours. What stoic look, Naruto asks. Well, the one you currently have on your face. As she stepped up to him, you know that she's a member of our clan, right? We want her to stay, so don't act like yourself. What do you mean don't act like myself? I mean, it's fine by me, but to other people you kinda don't really care about their feelings and you talk what is on your mind. If she's gonna be staying with us, don't really do that to her, okay? For me, she said. As Naruto gave her a small smile. Yeah, do things like that, smile to her, okay? As Naruto just nodded. He stepped off away from Mito. As he looked towards Jiraiya. I told you to protect my sister, he said. Well, you see, I got sidetracked, said Jiraiya. There isn't much I care for in this world, Naruto said. There is only a few things I truly care for, and my sister is on top of that list. So I suggest that you watch her like a hawk. You nearly let her get captured by the Akatsuki. Jiraiya looked at Naruto. How do you... Not now, Naruto said. We will talk soon. What I'm telling you, watch her with your life. And if anything happens, I suggest you don't come back if you can't find her. Jiraiya narrowed his eyes at Naruto. To be taught down like this by a boy, even if he was strong. He was a Sanin after all. What is that supposed to mean, Jiraiya said. I told you. I don't really care for things in this world, Naruto said. So just keep your eyes on her. And with that, he walked off. Come on, Sasuke, let's go. Sasuke didn't say anything, he just followed behind Naruto. As Naruto walked over to Mito, she hugged him. I'll be home soon, big brother, she said, as he hugged her back. With a nod, the both of them separated, as she headed off with Jiraiya. So, are we going to the village now, Karin asked. Yes, we are, said Naruto, as Karin kept on sending glances at Sasuke. Why are you looking at me, Sasuke asked, as he caught her in the act, as she started to mumble as her face got red. Naruto reached into his pouch as he pulled out Kakashi's book. As Sasuke narrowed his eyes. What are you doing with that, he asked. You know that I heard Kakashi in the hospital mumbling today. He said he lost his book yet again, and he also called your name. To think that you were the one actually with it, said Sasuke. As Naruto flipped to a certain page, it says when a girl look at you, always looking at you and you caught them, and they blush. They're in love with you. Karin, are you in love with Sasuke, Naruto asked. Karin's eyes went wide, as Sasuke just looked at her, waiting for her answer as well. As she quickly turned her head and started to walk away. As they didn't see her face that turned like a red tomato. Time skip. A week later, because of Orochimaru not coming to Tsunade, and giving her the offer of bringing back Dan and Nawaki, it was rather easy for Mito's determination and strength to become Hokage to prove to her that she will push on with the will of fire burning inside of her. As Tsunade saw Dan and Nawaki in Mito. But the reason why they took so long is because Tsunade owed a lot of death. It wouldn't be good for a Hokage to owe so much death. So, they spent the week gambling, well Tsunade and Jiraiya did, as they rack up a lot of money to pay off her death. And Mito got to know Shizune, and play with Tauntaun as well. As the group was finally coming back to Konoha, Mito seeing the gates up ahead as she ran off. As Tsunade just chuckled, as Mito was a quiet, sparky kunoichi, and she knew that she was going to grow up and turn a great ninja. And from the attitude and the dream she has, and Tsunade gave her her necklace, she will become the next Hokage. That's impossible, said Tsunade, as Jiraiya just told her about Naruto. They've been talking about him in their private talk while they drink. As he never told her about destroying the sound though. You mean that boy back then? Oh yeah, you were there, said Jiraiya. Yes, the boy you examined. Yeah, I remember him. At a baby's chakra level was already high tuning. I wonder how much is it now? Well, you see, the strange thing is, I placed the Toma seals on him. What? Said Snady in shock. Just listen, Haim, said Jiraiya. He's still walking about. You gotta be lying, old man, she said. You know we're practically the same age, right? Forget about that, she said. Tell me more about this boy. How do you put the Toma seals on a kid and he's still able to walk around? Well, 5 actually. Snady jaw dropped here and that. That was the strongest seal to be placed on a human that completely shut off all of your chakra and even pushed your physical strength, even making your body completely useless. But for a kid to be having 5 of those, well, he was surely something special, as you remember when Kushin and Minato brought the baby to her for her to examine him. He was quite healthy, but just abnormally strong. It was strange for a baby to be that strong. So much chakra already flowing through his veins, as she just wondered if he's able to do that. What current chakra level is he now? Biju level? Kage level? She was very curious, and she wanted to meet this Naruto Uzumaki as how he is now. As the both of them were talking, the news started to spread around the elemental nations, as that was thanks to Zetsu. Naruto Uzumaki from Konoha destroyed the Hidden Sound and killed Orochimaru of the Sannin. The news was spreading like a wildfire around the elemental nations. Caravans from Konoha, people, merchants started to hear it, as the news spread straight up to the Akatsuki. Well, Kisame did brought the attention to the leader that Naruto Uzumaki from Konoha killed Orochimaru. But the leader was finding that hard to believe. We currently have 3 members sitting in a dark room. The room was only illuminated by one single candle in the middle of the table. So, it appeared the information Kisame gave you was right. Said the man with the orange spiral mask, going by the name Madara Uchiha, this Naruto Uzumaki. He really destroyed the Hidden Sound. I went there. The place is still just a giant crater, and the earth is still hot. I can't understand which technique someone can use to make the place still hot after 1 week. How can one kid possess so much power? Said Conan, as she turned towards Pain. Does this boy has a dojutsu or something? As Pain was quite curious to hear that someone eradicated the sound in one attack, and even managed to take down Orochimaru. Orochimaru was no easy foe to defeat. He was a god, he could crush him under his might. But for members of the Akatsuki, Orochimaru was still strong, as he wasn't one of their weakest links. I will send Zetsu to gather information on him. It seems like the boy did something, or Orochimaru decided to tell him in his last dying breath about us. He even knows about me, said Pain. Kisame told me that he was asking what kind of power I possess to make the Akatsuki work for me. Now this is quite interesting, said Madara. What does this boy want to know about the Akatsuki? It seems we'll have to learn more about him for truth. Because if he turned out to be a threat in the future, we have to deal with him now. I have already sent Zetsu off. By the time he returns, we will know more. And to know what is driving him, said Pain. At the village, Izumo and Katetsu saw Mito slowly walk into the village with Shizune. The both of them stopped her. Mito, who is this? Asked Izumo, looking at Shizune. Oh, this is Shizune, Tsunade Bachan, assistant. Tsunade Bachan, said Katetsu, as both men were surprised when they saw Jiraiya and the slug Sannin, Tsunade, as she's been missing from this village for so long. As Tsunade walked past them, as their eyes gesturally narrow towards her chest, as they let them pass, Tsunade looked around the village. This place hasn't really changed at all, except for a few modifications towards some of the buildings. She could still see the place as it was before she left. It brought back a lot of painful memories, but she has already pushed herself to overcome those in the past. Seeing the hope and the light inside of young Mito, she has decided that this place needs someone to take over until Mito truly inherit her right to become Hokage, because that girl had the undying devotion to become Hokage and become one of the greats, and she wouldn't let anyone stand in her way. It took a rather long time convincing, but Tsunade accepted the fact. She need to push through this. She need to reclaim her title. And what better way to do so than becoming the 5th Hokage of Konoha? She was led straight to the council chambers. As Jiraiya was walking, he overheard a woman say something. "Excuse me," Jiraiya said. The woman looked at him. "Oh, Jiraiya-sama," she said. "What did you just say?" "Oh, yes, the information has been going around about one of our own ninjas, Naruto Uzumaki, the one that saved us. We heard that he went and annihilated the Hinasound." Jiraiya was shocked to hear that. They were on the road walking here, so they didn't have any human contact with other people rather than some caravan just passing by them. "But how did people know about this? How did you know about this?" "Oh, a caravan out of the village. One of my friends work on it told me about it." "Thank you," Jiraiya said as he walked past the woman. "What was that?" asked Navi. "It seems like the news spread." "The news? Remember what I told you about the kid?" "Yeah," she said. "Well, people already know." Meanwhile, Ino was having a hateful stare-off with Karen, as the both of them were glaring at each other. "You think your eyes are gonna do me anything?" Karen asked, seeing Ino just glaring at her. "I don't know who the hell you are, but you need to stay away from Naruto." "I need to what?" "I mean, since you came here, you've been all over the place with him." "Yeah, you dumbass. He's showing me around." "Well, I don't care," said Ino. "You need to just lay off of him, okay?" "What, is he your boyfriend or something?" asked Karen. "Well, no." "So then, you wouldn't mind if I take him?" "What? Wait, it's not a thing for you to take. So no, you can't have him." "But you just said that he wasn't your boyfriend, so why would you care?" I don't, but just stay off of him, okay?" "Well, you can't tell me that. And besides, I am Uzumaki. Our relationship are more closer than you are. So you might as well just can it, little girl. I don't have time for you and your nonsense." Ino clenched her fist as she stepped forward. "What did you just say?" "I said shut your mouth, little girl," Karen said, looking Ino dead in the eyes. Naruto stepped out of the ramen shop after thanking Amy for the lunch. As the two girls were outside cursing at each other, stepping out, he didn't even pay them any mind, as he could sense that Mito and the others have arrived. "So, when do we begin my training?" Sasuke said to Naruto, as he really wanted to get back into things. Ever since they got back, Sasuke has been bugging him to train him, teaching him more deadly techniques. "I told you soon." "Stop bugging me, Sasuke," Naruto said. "You're always saying soon. It has already been 1 week. When is soon?" "Soon," Naruto said, as Sasuke grew arrogant at that. "Can you two shut up?" Sasuke said, as he turned towards Ino and Karen, as the both of their nagging got on his ear. The both of them just cursing, as both girls turned, as they didn't even realize that Naruto was standing right there, looking at them with a neutral expression on his face. Ino turned towards Sasuke. "It isn't any of your business," she said. Sasuke sighed. "You're being too loud. What are you even talking about?" he said. "Nonsense." As Karen looked at him, "It seems like he's really angry," she said, feeling the anger in his chakra. But it wasn't towards them. It was towards something else, completely different from the situation. But she wasn't going to say anything about it. As Sasuke just huffed and turned back around. As Naruto started to walk off, "Where are you going?" Sasuke asked. "Mito and the others have arrived." "So that's what you're waiting on, Mito and the others, huh? You aren't going to train me, are you?" Naruto turned towards Sasuke. "You're annoying me." And with that he walked off, as Sasuke just huffed, as he followed behind Naruto. As Ino and Karen did the same thing. As they made their way towards the Hokage's tower, Mito knew that she didn't have to go anywhere. As the Hokage wanted to talk to Naruto, she already knew that. And knowing that she was here, Naruto would come right here. Tsunade sat down in the Hokage's chair. In her lifetime, she never thought that she would be doing something like this. As the envoy was in the room beside her, "It was Yujeo. I need you to go and get Naruto Uzumaki for me," she said. Shizune came back into the room. As she looked at Tsunade, "The meeting will be starting in 1 hour," she said to her. "Alright, fine," said Tsunade. That was one of the things she hated, meetings and paperwork. as she knew two people at this village who she hated. Well, three. One of them was Koharu, Homura, and the other was Danzo. Those three arrogant elders. After seeing the things that Sarutobi had to went through with him being Hokage, and them feeling like they were the one in charge. "Excuse me, Tsunade-sama. He's already here," said Yujiro, as the doorknob turned and opened up. As Tsunade watched the redhead come into the room, Mito quickly turned towards her brother. "Big brother," she said, as she smiled towards him. She then looked at him strangely. How did she not notice this first? "What's wrong?" Naruto asked. "You're here." "What's wrong am I here?" he said. She then reached up, as she tried to remove the thing, but it didn't move. It was his hair. She thought it was some paint or something. She found white strands in his hair. "What are these?" she said, confused. Naruto reached up and touched his hair and pulled it down. As he saw, this part of his hair was white, slowly turning white as he did not understand. Tsunade cleared her throat. "You must be Naruto Uzumaki," she said. Naruto turned towards her. Instantly, he felt something recognizing between them, as he did not understand what it was. "Have we met before?" Naruto asked, as he looked at her confused. "Why do you say that?" "Because I can feel a strange feeling that I know you." "Why is that?" "Well, we have met before once, when you were younger. Well, more than once actually. But you couldn't have remembered that." That was all that Naruto said. "Where is Jiraiya?" Naruto asked, looking around. "Oh, he should be here soon. The three of us need to talk." "Well, you need to be in the council room with us. I am sure they're going to talk to you as well." Suddenly, Karin and Ino walked into the room, along with Sasuke. As the three of them looked at Naruto. "Is this real?" Sasuke asked. "Is what?" "We heard that you annihilated the hidden sound." Ino looked at Naruto shocked. Karin already knew that, so she didn't say anything. Tsunade sighed. That she feared. "How did you guys know that?" she asked, looking at them. "Well, one of the receptionists out there just told us." As Ino looked towards Naruto. "Is that true?" Tsunade sighed. "So the news has spread this far. Well, perhaps everyone in the village already know." "Yes, you're going to need to come to the meeting with us," said Tsunade as she looked at Naruto. Meanwhile, that was going on the far distant planet away. Amara was going through a book, as she was looking around to make sure that no one was seeing her. At the title of the book, it said, "Classified Techniques." As she was photocopying everything in her mind, her Byakugan was on, as she was scanning the entire book. As she was in a strange, complex library. As she thought to herself, yes, these abilities will help him a lot. When I go back there next time, I can just transfer the information to his mind. He should be able to learn them quickly. Besides, the previous king was the one that was known to use all these techniques, she thought to herself. "Don't worry, young king. We will meet again soon," she thought, as she copied every information. She then heard the door open, as she quickly placed back the book, as she heard footsteps coming towards her. Back on Earth, Black Zetsu slowly rise up out of the ground. As he did, in front of him was 5 white Zetsus. "Has everything been placed?" he asked. The first one stepped forward. "Yes, sir," he said, with a comical tone. "No joking around," said Black Zetsu. "Has everything been placed completely?" "Yes, we've placed all of the explosive notes under the right villages." Black Zetsu nodded. "Have you distributed the chakra amongst you guys wisely?" As they looked towards each other, and their forms started to shift, until each of them turned into Naruto. Black Zetsu smiled. "Mother, I'm going to turn your son into the most hateful person in the world. But you're going to have to forgive me. This is the only way I can think about now to bring you back." Zetsu thought to himself as well, he has to gather information. Well, give the Akatsuki information about Naruto. Well, he wouldn't tell them anything that is too personal for his sake, that he would know. But he would just tell them the outline, and that Naruto is strong and he's different. But he will not tell them anything about his origin. But for right now, he will have to start his plan soon. Because if he don't, Naruto will slowly annihilate the Akatsuki because it seems like each day he's getting stronger and stronger. But guys, be ending subscribe right here. If you want the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, stay tuned for the rest of what is coming your way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. And remember, if you're new to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the anime making family. But for now, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.